premiere scene where today we'll be taking you into a world of an infamous action film. It's G.I. Joe, Retaliation, with Bruce Willis, Channing Tatum and The Rock. This is a 3D adventure that's not to be missed.
The Duke, see that?
Security's early.
They're all dead. There's only one man could authorize a strike like that.
There's always more than meets the eye to a G.I. Joe character, so can you tell me the truth behind yours?
The truth behind mine? Well, the truth behind mine is he loves haiku poetry, very long walks on the beach, and unicorns, and kicking ass.
And you're already known for your fitness, but what else did you learn whilst on the set of this movie?
What did I learn on the set of this movie? I learned a new fighting style called gun kata, which kind of boring talking about, so you got to see it. But I learned that. Learned that I can consume a lot of food in New Orleans. I learned that.
What was the atmosphere between you and Channing? Was there a competition there?
No competition between.
You just pushed each other.
Myself and Channing. I love Channing. He's great. He's great. And there's something magic about him when his name is Mike.
My fellow world leaders,
you're looking at an advanced weapons system capable of destroying each of your countries 14 times over. 15 in the case of North Korea.
The director said that the G.I. Joe characters are all multifaceted, so could you tell me a bit about yours?
Well, mine used to be Firefly used to be a Joe, but he defected over to the Cobras. You know, I think more pay, sexier clothes, got to blow stuff up, got to be his own boss. So he's got he knows all the tricks of the trade of the Joes and what have you. So, but he just decided to rule the world.
People say it's more fun to be a villain than a hero.
So much more fun.
Tell me why. What did you get up to on set?
I get to blow a lot of stuff up, right? And not answer to like yes sir, no sir. I mean, I've got one of the best entrances I've ever been given in a movie. I've got a bike that launches in the air. I come off on a parachute. The bike breaks into 4 rocket-propelled bombs, and So, who doesn't want to do that? All they get to do is ride around helicopters and abseil down ropes.
And you were technically against Dwayne. He's massive. He's just walked past. So what was it like working against him?
Yeah, he is actually, isn't he? He's big, yeah.
Is he good to work with? Did you learn much from him?
Brilliant. He's actually, because of his physical prowess and his athleticism, doing a big action movie, obviously people get tired and da-da-da-da. It's so easy to get injured. But with a guy like that, he's on top form. And he's got the acting chops, which is terrific.
Sorry, look at him, he didn't even shave.
There we go, problem solved. Hello, how are you tonight?
Age, beauty giving way to age. There you go.
Now, you play the president in this film. Yeah. Tell me a bit about that role.
Well, unusually he's the president, he's a good guy, but he's also the bad guy in the body of the president.
You're insane.
It's an action film with a lot of great action sequences, but I think more than a lot of them, it's story and character driven. And you've got a very witty script.
And what would you say that your character, the president, adds to the dynamics of this film as a whole?
Well, what I bring to the film, years of acting experience, darling. I think because the character is the good and bad guy, it's fascinating. I enjoyed doing it. I got to act with myself, which is a treat.
We have to assume that there's no one we can trust.
There is one man. General, call me Joe.
I've been reading about your character, and apparently you're the perfect combination of strength, charm, and cockiness.
Wow.
Tell me about that.
That's quite a sentence. Can I have that on whatever piece of paper you had that written down on so I can show people?
It's on the official production notes. You can have it when you ever want.
I'm just going to drive around with that written on my forehead. Yeah, I play Flint. He's one of the main guys in G.I. Joe, if you're familiar with it. And we introduce him in this movie. So he's a little bit younger version than people are used to seeing. And he doesn't play nice with others. He has to learn to take orders a little bit better. But there's a couple pretty crazy things that happen to this guy over the course of the film where he has a quick maturation process.
I say, it must be like living a childhood memory. You're up there, you've got The Rock with you. What's it like working with them?
Oh, it's insane. I mean, I've spent like so many of us, I spent so many years watching Bruce, and you know, some of my favorite movies he starred in, and Dwayne I've been a giant fan of for a long time. So to get a job where you get to work with both of these guys is it's humbling, you know, and a blessing, and I learned a lot.
And I hear that you had to learn a new skill. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. Is it parkour? Parkour. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, parkour and free running is it's like extreme.
You're gonna give us a demo there.
No, not at all. I'm not. No, it's like acrobatic ways to manipulate your environment. It's been used in movies before. I'm sure you've seen it. The first Daniel Craig Bond film, he had a chase. There was a parkour chase in it. But I trained for about 3 months learning how to do a bunch of stuff with Team Tempest in Los Angeles, and we mixed parkour with like a military fighting style. So it's really cool. There's some cool action sequences in the movie that I don't think anybody's seen before with it.
Drive it like you stole it.
As your good friend, you need a new catchphrase.
My acting was a little bit cold in first one, but in two, I exploded my anger and a lot of emotions. And you will see who's the real enemy, you know, who framed him. Yeah. So I could explode my emotions.
There's some major effects in this movie. Was there a particular scene or part that was your favorite?
Yeah, of course. There's a hallway. Yeah, there's a whole action scene. We trained hard. Ray and me had to train hard, and then it comes out really good.
Tell me about your training. How long were you going for? What sort of things did they make you do?
It took a lot of time because I needed to learn the choreography, and also I need to make my body like weight training. So yeah, it was quite hard.
Let's get to work.
I really want the rocket launcher, but I'm too young. This game give me courage not to fear no one, to feel no pain and hear no tongue, so I hear no screams.
This one we tried to feel the power of the punch. We wanted to feel the texture. We wanted to feel the scratches on their uniforms. We wanted to make it feel like you were there. So the 3D sort of brings in the audience, and you're fighting next to Bruce Willis and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and you're fighting with ninjas all around you. We wanted it just to be a fun experience.
And how do you compare G.I. Joe Retaliation to other major action movies that have come out this year?
I think it's a crazy tone, you know, when you go from a military movie to a ninja movie to a western parts to 007 to another part. It's a mashup movie in every sense of the world, and it just feels like a contemporary a movie. It's superheroes, but they're very, very grounded. So
I say the characters all seem so multifaceted that there's always something that you don't quite see to begin with. Is that something that drew you to this movie?
Yeah, I think that's a credit to what we all wanted to do, and also with our amazing actors, that they're not just action stars, but they bring a humanity to it, and that's what's important about Joe. No matter what, Joes aren't superheroes. They don't have superpowers. They have the heart to be special.
The president says they can't come out of retirement. They didn't say anything about re-enlisting.